Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the Masters of the Universe core line Man-at-Arms figure by Mattel. Alright, let's get him off the stand here and take a closer look. Up first, let's take a closer look at the front of the package here. Very clear view of the figure and both of the included accessories here. Great. Same awesome artwork on the back and those stats. Okay, let's get him out of the package and take a closer look. Alright, fresh out of the package here. This was a little loose. Yeah, it was kind of doing some of that when I first got it out of there, but I think you can kind of just slide it up a little bit. Kind of have to be careful. Yeah, okay, now it's just falling off. Uh-oh. Not off to a great start here. Alright, well first off, let's take a look at articulation. So, it looks like you should just be able to swivel his head all the way around. He can look down about that far, which is not at all. It's kind of straight on. You can look up. Hey! He's like the first figure in the line that can actually look up, but it looks a little goofy. Perfect. Alright, moving on to the arm here. You can go all the way around, and with this in the way, I mean, you can kind of move it out of the way, or you can definitely move it out of the way and get about 90 degrees there. Cool. I'm gonna slide that back up. Oh no, it's not gonna stay up. Where's your elbow? No, the gauntlets are swiveling around too. I can't tell where his elbow is in all of this mess of an arm. Wow, that's very messy. Okay. Forgive me. About 90 degrees. Okay, if you can figure out where his elbow is in there, you get about 90 degrees there. These spin all the way around, and he's got that hinged wrist on here. Swivel. And then, of course, let's take a look at this other hinge. Yep, goes the other way. Up and down about that far. Full swivel. I am curious about a couple things here. We'll take a look. Alright, see if we have any issues with this. I know we did on the previous figure. Alright, it does swivel all the way around. Get that nice and straight, and then kick straight forward about that far, but it kind of wants to go to the side a little. Okay, and then kicks back about that far. Out to the side. Uh-oh, that's going to get in the way a little bit there. So he kind of has to kick back a little bit at an angle. Get about that far. How about this side? Ooh. Yeah, it's contacting right there. I don't want to mess it up. So that's about as far as he can do there. I guess that is the trade-off, you know, in real life with having bulkier armor plating. You know, maybe he's not supposed to be able to do the splits, right? Okay, fair enough. Looking at the knee. Whoa. Okay. So full swivel, but that does not want to bend. It felt like it was going to snap. Oh, I guess you gotta break him in. It almost felt ratcheted. Very interesting. Okay, about 90 degrees, and of course nothing there in the boot. Wow, that looks really good, gotta say. All right. Well, hey, overall, sort of improved articulation in the head, although it looks a little funny looking up. While the articulation is pretty standard in the arms when compared to the rest of the line, the armor kind of gets in the way, and yes, you can move it out of the way and get that full 90 there, but can you move it back? I don't know, it kind of affects the functionality and stuff. That's staying up. Can this one? Ugh. That's a little rough there. Oh no, now this one's sliding back down. And then these were flopping around on me here. Anyways, I'd have to probably give articulation well, maybe dock him a point or so for that. Let's go with maybe like a 7.5 out of 10. All right, moving on to paint. So up first, I do want to point out on the face, it is of course super clean. And then it looks like we just have a little bit of paint on the top here, kind of a coppery color. Love the metallic look there. These appear to just be kind of molded in that color plastic. And then this is the green plastic under there. This is a separate piece of plastic. This part specifically looks like they maybe painted this on. Okay, probably the most limited case of, well, the use of paint for the line so far, but I guess it doesn't really need it, although if this right here, maybe this is all they did, because this is all one color, you know, maybe they could have given us that sort of tarnished copper wash on these pieces then. Paint is pretty limited, and it is kind of weird seeing him shiny and new. While it looks fantastic, it's not super accurate to the source material. I'm probably going to knock him a few points on that as well. So I think we'll just go with a 7 out of 10 for paint. Alright, moving on to accessories. So first off, you do get his little blaster there. I do like the color on that. And then on his hand, his right hand does have that sort of open grip pistol blaster. It was extremely easy to get in there. And then I saw this notch down here. I was considering he has this other accessory kind of put right there. I'm thinking, yep, right there. There's a little notch on the... right there, so it should just kind of be able to slot right in there. Whoa, okay. Bonus points, for sure. That's awesome. And then his other included accessory is his mace thing here. Is that a mace? I don't know if that's a mace. Club? Let's call it a club. I like the sort of gold metal look on there. It's a pretty good sculpt. It looks like it should just kind of be able to go right into his hand there. We're going to bend it open, of course, and then kind of close it down. Fits really well. Let's find the elbow. There it is. Wow, that works really well. And of course, I do like to include the armor as an accessory for my reviews here, because I think it's removable here. Oh man, I don't want to break anything. Oh yeah, it just comes off of there. Of course. Oh, maybe I won't have you avert your eyes. Okay, does that just kind of slip off of there? I don't want to break it. Alright, shield your eyes. Oops. So that does come right off of there. Now what about the belt? Does not look like it. Okay, I wanted to try to get some of this stuff off here too. I don't know, what do you think? Should I try to pop the hand off? I mean, how else would they have gotten that on there? They would have just plopped that in. Well, let's see what happens. Yes, okay. It's just kind of a peg that goes in there, so you should be able to just kind of slide this off. Slide that off. Just kind of peg this right back in there with a lot of extra force. I might have messed up here. Hey, okay. Should we do the same for the other side? Why not? Or do you think I could? Yeah, well, there we go. Let's get that back on there. Cool. So yeah, let's go ahead and include those as accessories as well. Here's a little up-close shot of the armor pieces for you. Sort of a fan brace that was on his arm. Really nice detailing in there. Super intricate. Honestly, maybe a little bit of panel lining and a wash. Would it have been that expensive? I'm not sure, but it would have really taken it up to the next level. You know, I guess you could do it yourself, but really shouldn't have to. Especially when they're going to sculpt something like that with that much detail in there. I'm really surprised they didn't do anything on there. I was kind of hoping maybe maybe not the Chronicles line, but it was kind of wishful thinking to hope they would do a detachable accessory for that part. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. There's a extra special accessory there. Okay, well, let's get them back together and get them on the stand for the final review. And of course, accessories, I'm going to give it a 10. Pretty cool that they have the removable armor, so you can go with a totally different look. You could swap other armor onto him. That's awesome. And then, you know, 2 different weapons? Come on, should I go 11 out of 10? Can I do that? It kind of makes up for the other parts where they missed out, because look, now the articulation on the arm's way better, right? You don't have to worry about things falling off and moving around, shifting. Oh boy, let's do it. I'm going to give them 11 out of 10 for accessories. At this price point, are you kidding me? Let's see how that affects the final score. Alright, okay, back on the stand. Well, when you take into account the lower score here for articulation, due to the obstruction of the accessories here, as well as the limited paint application, I really feel like they could have done a bit more there with at least a wash, maybe some panel lining, but definitely a wash at this price point. I think they could have done it. And then included accessories kind of carrying the bulk of the weight here at, what did I say, 11 out of 10. So altogether, you know, I still think I'm gonna give this figure a 9 out of 10. I really like it. I love the way it looks. There's a lot of fun to be had here with the multiple weapons and armor accessories that are removable. Swap on other armor, swap this armor on He-Man. Hey, there's another video idea there if we're gonna mess around with the accessories. Yeah, solid 9 out of 10, even with the lower scores. Cool. Well, hey, thanks for joining me for another review here. Keep a lookout. I do have the Amazon exclusive 4-pack, which does include another Man-at-Arms figure. We'll do a little comparison, unboxing, see if there are any differences, and, well, if there are, what's going on there. Cool. Alright, stay tuned. More videos coming soon.